Hey.
Do you want me to start from the beginning?
No, realistically, no one's ever gonna challenge this stuff anyways, but I think just technically this is
We need to
supposed
get
to
him
be.
to have it.
Oh, yeah, I think this one's supposed to be, because it's separate, because if you guys would have done this during the regular meeting, so to speak, you would have adjourned, convened as adjourned,
Yeah.
convened as I believe.
And that's why we moved it to the 8:30 spot, so I think
Is that the other one? Okay.
We do have.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the BCCO timeliness of initial response to abuse and neglect assessment. That one, it shows that we have a miss by one, but we're still meeting the goal. We're exceeding the goal, actually. We're at 90.5, and the goal for that is 88.7. So overall, the department's doing still really well with all the things that we have going on. The last one is going to be the signed letter from Powers County Commissioners requesting the transfer of those $65,000 in TANF funds. With that being said, the way the process will go is they will reach out. So once, if approved by our board, all I have to let them know is it was approved, because only one board signing authority has to be on the document that's actually sent to the state to allow for the transfer to go, and that's why they've allowed for this one to be it, because they're the requester and would just be the ones granting it. There's a positive benefit to us. Either way, we were gonna lose this amount, because we weren't set to spend it. The only difference is in losing it this way, we don't have to pay the MOE on it. The MOE was gonna be roughly around $9,000 out of county owned dollars. So with that being said, with us on the hook for it in one way or another, and it's still being pulled back, by us sending it to Powers County, they're the ones that have to pay the MOE. We would no longer have to pay that MOE, and we would still be without that, and it will not affect our next year's allocation for our TANF funds. And then we could just look at how we'll work on spending them down a little bit more into the next year. There was some things in the TANF program that we weren't doing before that I've talked to our Colorado Works case manager that I want to start doing. One of those things is sending the people that participate in that program to classes and other things to further them and get them into job readiness. That wasn't how it had been handled beforehand, and they moved away from that a couple of years back, and that's what's allowed for these TANF funds to kind of be built up, and that's why our reserves are always full. Not that we would want to expend all of them, but it would at least, we would be expending what's allocated to us yearly, and then still keep reserves on hand. So hopefully this doesn't happen every year. Staffing, we did bring on another case worker. She starts full-time January 1st. So we will currently be staffed with 3 caseworkers in child welfare, and one still does child welfare and adult protection services, and then the case aide. So that department is up, and hopefully they'll start alleviating some of the additional support we're needing by Crowley, because we're gonna be able to handle more stuff in-house, at least as far as like the clerical stuff and the other things that they're helping us with file preparation.
So when did she start?
June 1st. Sorry, did I say July 1st?
Yeah.
June 1st.
I was gonna ask the same thing, Bill.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're there a long ways out.
Yeah, she starts June 1st, and I think so we were gonna try and expedite her into the new workers academy. However, they're not really gonna let us get her into this June cohort, but there will be one in July. I think we got the email on that we'll be able to get her into, so that way she can start the new workers academy. She does have a background in this, so we're coming in a good preparation spot for her to come in and be a good caseworker for us. So, just want to make sure I was abiding by all the rules when it comes to the personnel. Didn't want to give too much detail. So.
Yeah, just no names and.
Yeah. Okay, so then she already has a bachelor's degree in social work, and she's obtaining her master's degree, and that's how she was doing her internship through Crowley, and that's how she made her way to us. So, yeah.
I think it'll be really good.
Yeah, I think so too. And her personality is really good. Her heart's in the right place when it comes to that type of work and why she wants to do it. And I had originally brought her up a few meetings back, I want to say around March, and the reason why she hadn't submitted an application earlier was she wanted to make sure that she was more well-rounded in what that work would actually be, and gave it a couple more months, and that's when she finally decided. So even having that forethought to really give it a good, bring her in, and then it didn't work out, send her out right away. Her taking that step back and being like, oh, this is what I want to do, I think that's a pretty good way of thinking when it comes to that level of work.
Yes.
And
So are you hearing anything from our community partners as far as how they feel things are going? Are we being made aware of any gaps in our services or anything like that that you know of?
So talk to the sheriff's office, they're really happy with the change in direction, things are really working out there. Conversations with the school, again, same thing, they're really happy with the way things are going, and that's really just affecting that child welfare APS portion of it. I don't really have too much communication with the new police department, but if they ever come in, I'll have that talk with them. As far as us being open longer in the day, we have seen an uptick in the afternoon renewals. And people coming in to get UT cards and stuff, so the community as a whole is benefiting from us having that increased lobby hours and being able to come in when they need. Also those ones that are kind of in that transition of having a job but still needing some benefit, that also allows for them to come in during lunch breaks and stuff too, instead of our doors closing just at 1 o'clock. Not everyone has that 8 to 5 schedule.
Yeah.
So that's really working out there. I haven't really heard anything else. We have had an uptick in calls for child welfare. We do foresee that that's gonna continue happening because now they see the department as being very proactive when it comes to those. So that's what's led to us, having more work in office and Crowley having to pick up some more of that legwork on their end. What's being seen on the bill, with how many hours they're having to provide the county, only because of how many more calls are coming in through the school and daycares and those other things. Which is probably gonna decrease now that we're out of school, but I'm sure the daycare ones will still probably stay around the same.
As far as I know, the other application for the director position that you thought was coming in is not at this point. Have you heard anything more about if they're still planning to apply?
I have not, I was gonna reach out to Tanya, she was out, I think, on Tuesday, she was sick, and then I didn't hear from her too much yesterday. So I was gonna reach out and see, where we're at, 'cause I actually called and spoke to HR and seen if they had gotten it in as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
But I'll let you know, sorry,
Perfect.
that way we can move forward with the other one,
Yeah.
if
Yeah, we can
that's how
decide.
it plays out.
Yeah, we can decide what we need to do.
On the TANF funds for that agreement, what's the deadline on the approval from one board to get them transferred, all that?
June 10th, it has to be at the state, that's the last day they'll accept them.
So. Our next commissioners meeting is June 11th, so this is something we'll need to do a
Depending
straw
on the
poll.
discretion, what the straw.
Yeah, run a straw poll and,
Yeah, I tried to get it in sooner, I asked if they could send it yesterday, so that way you guys had time on your board agenda, but I didn't get it until this morning.
But and so just generally speaking, if that's not fast enough.
yeah, no, it was.
So if rule of thumb, the Friday before, if we don't have it by that point. Then generally speaking, it doesn't make agendas because of the going through rows and the process and nobody wanted to be yelled at by Linda, so.
Gotcha.
Generally the Friday before, that's how it makes agendas.
Okay, and I am still working on the whole rent situation.
Yeah.
There is a lot of moving parts when it comes to that, and the year the building was implemented, and so we have two paths that can take in all the emails and stuff I found. I did find that working file I mentioned where the rent situation was kind of getting hashed out.
Yes,
And the first path is with the proposed rental amount, if it is entered as that's what our new rent is, if it exceeds whatever the audit deems as a justifiable expense, then it would come out of county only dollars to pay that, what it exceeds.
right,
The other one is, as I'm trying to make my way through the math and how it plays out in the allocation formula that they kind of put together. I don't see that we're too far off on what the new proposed rent really was. But I'm hoping by the next meeting, I will have an actual number for you guys, so that way you can send it to legal and see about getting it through. So that way hopefully that task is completed more timely and we can get it set and then have that sent over for management evaluation. I did respond to the management evaluation, the 4 findings that they had on us. Now in this next period, as they accept the responses, then we'll have 6 months to cure. And after the 6 months, then that's when they'll come down and be like, okay, we're happy with what you guys have implemented and done, which a lot of it was just those contracts and getting them back with the new wording, the rental agreement, and then one of them was we were having out of house fair hearings. We brought that back in, I actually set a policy, still pending approval. That would just bring our fair hearings, instead of having Otero do them for us, we would complete those in-house, which is what they wanted as the expectation as it is. So we have everything in line to go ahead and clear those up in the next 6 months. It's just about getting them back and then submitting them as they come through. But you know, our management evaluation wasn't too bad. There are some neighboring counties where ours was a 6-page document. Theirs was 20 pages out the door, so, yeah. And they had just gotten all of their stuff done last year, and then they got hit with it again this year. So it really seems like what was good last year isn't good this year. It's kind of what they're really looking for seems to vary. But I did send over a credit card policy as well. That if approved, it's already cleared their management evaluation. The one that we had been using from the neighboring county, it did not clear their management evaluation. So, if we do go a certain way, that would be the preferred method, would be the most recent one that I sent you guys. As that one has already made its way through a management evaluation with absolutely no flags or anything. So.
If you could just do me one favor, CJ, I was looking through my emails today, trying to find the 2 policies that you're wanting us to review and make decisions on. And I'm having a hard time finding them. If you could just send us one email that contains both of those. I know you sent it, because I know I had it. I just, as I was going through my stuff, I was not finding it. And I thought if you have them easy for you to find, if you could just send an email with those policies that you're needing us to review and make decisions on for you.
And there were a lot of changes in the emails regarding, in the switch from. Because. From at bencounty.net, it was first name dot last name.
Okay.
Okay. The new one is first initial, last name, no dots or anything at bencounty.gov.
I'll send you the new ones. The old ones
Yeah.
are still active. They're
Yeah.
forwarding to our new ones. But we'll slowly get everything
Yeah.
changed in your email systems.
Somehow I managed, evidently some of the stuff's still getting lost somewhere.
Gotcha.
I'll,
Nope, I understand. Yeah, I can definitely do that. I'll do that when I get back to the office today. And yeah, other than that, we still are waiting to see when, we're gonna get our placards for, our distinguished performer for this last year. Once we do that, I've been kind of getting together how much it would look to be if we, because that does come with that incentive bonus, use that to have food brought in for the staff and have a celebration. So hopefully by the next meeting, I'll also bring a proposal for that and how much that will cost. I found one place, if they brought, well, we would have to pick up the food, but it'd be about $14 a person. As of right now, we have a staff of about 11, and then, if you guys would like to come and attend, it would only bring us up to about 15, so we're looking at less than $300.
Judging by some of the meals that get brought into some of my other boards, I think that's probably reasonable.
It's probably from the same place, dude.
It sounds like you're getting a deal, so.
Yeah, I think, the one that I've seen with the best deal has been Inspiration Fields,
Yeah.
catering service.
Yeah, I'm
That's what I'm looking at.
They cater one of them, so.
Yeah,
Anyway,
public health, they vary. Sometimes it's Dickies, sometimes it's pizza, I don't, we're always,
Subway, I'm trying to think, they've done,
yeah,
lots of different things.
Yeah,
they have it every month, they have. a meal, and they make it too,
mhm.
Every other month.
every other month,
Yeah.
yes, I'm sorry, it used to be every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours is just the one time, so,
Blowout celebration.
yeah, but we'll make it worth it.
Yep.
Yeah, for that, things are going really well in the department. It seems like, we've really, turned about where we were probably last year at this time. Hopefully, it's the same sentiments from you guys, with the direction of where we're going as opposed to where we were at, so.
Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate all the hard
Yeah.
work that you've put in.
Very much.
Yeah, you and Tanya both have done a lot.
Yeah, and she's been a really good partner, very helpful, especially as now we're going through audit season and the other one's going through. I guess I could bring that up. We just had a audit, for our title IVE. It has to do with child welfare. And we were completely, no findings on it whatsoever. And it's about kids in placement, and the funds that they receive. So she handled all that. And again, there was absolutely no findings on it. They only reviewed one case because we only had one case that fit the criteria for that audit. However, just to have that with absolutely nothing going on was actually really good, so.
It's great to hear.
And once I get that, I'll send that along as well for you guys have free documentation.
Any other questions? All right,
Well, thank you guys.
yeah, thank you, CJ.
Have a good rest of your day.
You
You
too.
too.
You take care.
Yeah.
We need to do a motion to adjourn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're second either one, I don't know.
Take care. We'll see you.
Have a good day.
Okay. Been moved and seconded to adjourn the Human Services Board meeting. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.